Hello, this is Alex with EscapeTix, and I just want to show you through some of our functionality real quick and what EscapeTix could look like if it's running on your escape room. So real quick, here is the EscapeTix website. And one of the cool things here that'll let you know, if you were to click Discover an Escape Room, it's going to take you over to our list of escape rooms. And being the only escape room specific ticketing platform out there, we actually get a lot of traffic from people looking for escape rooms. So that's going to be big in helping you drive extra people and new visitors to your escape room. And we actually do online advertising for this page as well, so that people can come and find your escape room, which after you set it up will be listed up here, and people can come search by city and all that sort of thing. So that's the first awesome thing about EscapeTix. Not only does it have this great escape room branding all the way through, but it's also going to help drive traffic to your escape room. But beyond that, I'll take you through some of the custom functionality that we have built out for escape rooms. And I'll do that over on our test site, just so we're not screwing anything up. So right now, I am on our demo site. And I'll actually open up the main demo site. I have a few demo events, demo escape rooms set up here. So here are a couple of our demo ones. And we can go ahead and zoom into one of these escape rooms, the laboratory. Now, this is a pretty basic setup for an escape room. So after you go through the entire setup portion of things, this is the sort of event or room page that you're going to get. And as you'll notice, there's a lot of customizability here. Everything from the colors to the banners to the event posters over here to the background, the description. You can even add more images and video down here, all that sort of thing. And there are actually a couple different views. So this one just happens to be of one room. So if you're just running one room, you might send somebody directly to this page or embed this page into your site. We do allow you to embed this whole process right into your website. When we do that, it gets rid of our branding and our navigation at the top. So it really feels like a white label ticketing solution. So you can either do that with link or embed the event page here, the room page, or I can also show you the venue page. So this is the venue page. And again, if you were to embed this, it would get rid of our branding at the top and our navigation. But now this shows two different rooms that we have set up. And you'll notice the calendar over here on the right. If we were to click one of these dates, it's actually going to pop up and show us the availability on both of these different rooms that we have set up. So the person that's doing the purchasing can look through and say, hey, looks like there's 8 tickets left on the Alchemist layer for this time that I want, but the laboratory is not for another half hour later or something like that, and see the availability right there, click buy tickets, etc. So pretty versatile. So just for sake of getting a couple quick tickets here, I'm going to zoom back over to the event page. Now, one thing you'll notice about this event page and also on the venue page, at the top, we've got our bundles featured. That is something pretty unique that we do. Nobody else out there really does. We have the ability to bundle multiple passes together. And what this means for you as an escape room owner is you might have 2 or 3 or 4 different rooms on one premise. And why not try to get sales to all of those at the same time by offering somebody a discount? So that's exactly what a bundle does. If I were to click this, it would say, hey, go through both of our escape rooms on whatever dates you choose for, in this case, a 10% discount. So these tickets are normally $25 each. Get them together, and it's just $45 for the pair. And if I, as a customer, were to click buy bundle, all of a sudden we have options to choose both dates and times for both rooms that we check out there. So that's one cool thing that we have to offer here. I'm going to actually cancel out of that and just buy a single game. Let's say I want to go on the 25th. I'll click that date on the calendar here. And I'm looking at the 7:30 time slot. That feels good to me. So I can click that. And right away, you're going to see another thing that's pretty unique about us. We don't just restrict you to one price for your tickets. So while the general admission might be in here and you've got that ticket type set up as $25, you could also have as well as many other ticket types as you like. You could have something like a student discount that says receive a discounted rate with a valid student ID. Maybe that one's only $19.99. Or a VIP package, which actually gets you a free t-shirt and a post-experience cocktail in that case. Only 4 of these are available per room. So that's actually limited on the inventory per room to only 4. And that's an extra $10 per ticket. Or maybe you've got a group package, and I don't have this one explained out. You usually would have an explanation under it, but maybe if somebody buys, we'll click the drop down. This one looks like at least 2 tickets. We'll give them a discount. So you could have a group level at 2 tickets or a group level at 4 tickets. If they buy 4 tickets, maybe they get a discounted price, something like that. These are all options that are available to you when you're setting up your escape room that are going to help you drive more sales, because you'll be able to offer those extra, VIP packages and student discounts and things like that. So I'll go ahead and I'll choose a couple general admission tickets here. Below this, you will notice that there's a blank for a phone number. So that's not normal. Most systems, will pretty much limit things to name and email, and some may add on a phone number as well. But our system actually lets you add on as much info as you want to collect. So you could have a blank for phone number, you could have another blank for favorite color, you could have another blank for a group that you're with or something like that. Or have you ever done an escape room before? Or really whatever you want to ask them. I will caution you that you don't want to have too many questions that you're asking people, or they're going to get annoyed while they're checking out. But 1 or 2 are definitely fine. And I'll actually show you some ways afterwards of exactly how you can use some of these blanks as well to enhance your escape room experience. So after that, we've got a CAPTCHA. You just tap that and it should give you a green check right away there. And we'll click Add to Cart. Now, right after you click Add to Cart, you're going to see our upsell options. And we let you create as many different upsells as you like. You can do anything from a ticket or a t-shirt, merchandise, things like that, to an extra clue. If maybe your default policy is you give out 2 clues or 3 clues here, but you know what? Almost everybody would make it through if they had a 4th clue or something like that. Or maybe you could sell even extra time if you leave enough buffer. So that's an option as well that could be valuable in helping you drive some more sales. And really the important thing here is, we see online sales account for about 60% more than in-person sales. That means online sales on average are 60% higher for the average ticket than an in-person sale. So when people have the time to check out, you might as well put more things in front of them because they're not feeling rushed, and for some reason they actually are spending extra money. So I'll go ahead and I'll click a large t-shirt. By the way, you can have variations like this, and they have a different inventory for all of those. So that's important to know. We'll add that to cart as well. And then I'll just click checkout at the bottom. So this is going to take us to the checkout page. This is pretty standard, nothing too exciting here. You've got your itemization, your subtotals, any taxes that are added on, etc. Below that, you've got your policies. So if you have any special policies, that's where those can sit there. We do have an ability, I don't have it set up here, but you can actually force them to check to agree to a terms of service for your event. That can be nice if you have some special legalese terms that you want to get out there and force them to agree right at checkout. So beyond that, we also have a promo code engine. So you can create as many different promo codes as you like. And this is where your customers would enter those. We do see a lot of people use these for daily deals like Groupon or Living Social. You're welcome to do that. In our promo code creation, you can upload a CSV of thousands or even tens of thousands of codes if you like, that you might get from Groupon or something like that. So that's fine. Otherwise, you can just create one-off codes, that can be for a specific discount. Maybe you could have one promo code for the newspaper ad you're running and one for the radio ad you're running, and see which one performs the best and which one you need to keep going. So everybody has some sort of a promo code engine. Ours is pretty robust and has great reporting after the fact. But something that not many other people have is the social discount engine. So this can be really powerful, and I really recommend setting it up. Of course, you don't have to use it, but if you do, your customers will see a blank like this, a box like this, something that says something like, share this event with your friend to receive a $1 discount. And as the customer, if I click checkout or if I click Twitter here, and it's going to pull up this pre-populated tweet, saying, hey, I just brought tickets to the laboratory on March 25th. Join me. Click here. So if I click tweet, that'll go through. It'll share that link right back to this event, and it's going to give me $1 off right there and then. So that's really important here. It's going to actually help you drive more traffic to your event. So I think that's something that's really important to set up, because that is now out in front of my 4,000 Twitter followers that are probably in the same area, probably interested in the same things. So it can be some really affordable marketing for you. All right. So beyond that, if I was not, logged in and have a saved card, if I didn't have a saved card, then it would make me enter a card here. Of course, that one's pretty straightforward, and we do allow customers to save card info. So I'm just going to use a saved card to speed things up. I'll click purchase. And there we are. So we've gotten past the purchase. We're all set and we're all complete on our purchase. And you can see right away, we do show tickets on the screen that are available here. Now, obviously, as an escape room, you don't necessarily need to collect tickets. We're going to give you a great guest list, which I'll show you in just a second, that you can use to check everybody in. But we do still send out tickets, and there are a couple reasons for that. One, this gives people an opportunity to share something with their friends. So let's say I bought tickets for myself and my 4 buddies. Maybe I want to email one of my tickets off to a friend. So I can just click email ticket to a friend here, put their email address and name here, and send them their entrance. They know they're covered. They get the ticket in their email, and they're good to go. You can choose how many tickets you want to send right here from your purchase. So that's pretty cool. That's one reason. Another reason, I'll show you actually on the ticket, this lets you get in front of people with the date and time of the event once more. You don't want people coming in late, that sort of thing. You want as many reminders as possible that, hey, this starts at 7:30. You might even have some extra notes that say, please arrive 15 minutes early. You can adjust these notes and instructions to match your need there. Again, it gets your image and your logos in front of them as well. We've got our event poster in the top right, venue info, so they know where they're going. So this is all important stuff, just getting that info in front of the customer yet again. But another important reason is this is a chance to get your sponsors and other advertisers in front of the customer. Let's say there's a Subway down the street or something like that. You could tell that Subway, hey, if we put you on 10,000 tickets this year to our escape room, would you give us a $5,000, sponsorship? Something like that might be enough to cover, that flip over of that next room, that redo of it, or a big upgrade to someplace on your facility, and help you, cover all those operating costs there. So you can go ahead and put any logo you want down here on this brought to you by. So that's also pretty cool. This ticket can be viewed on a mobile device as well, and it's nice and responsive there. If you click, just view ticket and pull it up on a mobile device, it'll shrink down to fit your mobile device. So that's nice as well. All right, so that's the ticket. I'll actually leave this ticket up on the screen, and what I'm going to do next is boot up my mobile app so you can see what we use for on-site sales and checking people in. So I will go ahead and get that on the screen. Sometimes this takes just a second. And in the meantime, I'm actually going to push this ticket off the side of the screen so I can show you exactly how that works. All right. And here is our iPad on the screen now. I'm glad that popped up okay. Get this ticket over here. Make the iPad a little bigger. All right, we should be good to go. Go on to the next phase. Cool. So this is the Passage Manager app, and this is the app that you will use to check people in at the door. So if you'll notice in the top left, it says select an event right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tap that. I'm going to look through my events for the event we're talking about, or the room in this case, and I'll select the laboratory because that's the one we're working on. And you'll see right away, before we even scan anything in or anything like that, we've got a virtual guest list on the side here. So that's really nice. You don't have to do anything else. You really don't have to scan people in. You can just see people's names over here as you, see what date you're checking people in for. And the cool thing is you can even zero this down. So if you remember, we bought our tickets for, I believe it was March 25th. at 7:30 p.m. So I'm going to click any time under the event name, under the laboratory, and then that'll actually let us select our date. So I'm going to select March 25th at 7:30 p.m. And sure enough, the guest list sorts down to just Alex Linnebrink. That's me who purchased those tickets. And if I were to tap this name, I could see the tickets that were available. So we're all set there. Now, the other things that I can do, I've been purchasing a lot of other stuff, so that's why you see a lot of products under there as well. I've been running through some tests. Normally, that wouldn't be in there. You can also sort this guest list, though. If it's a long one, you can, start to type in it, for a name. But otherwise, it should be there just to basically, scroll through that as well. All right, so the other thing we can do to be able to check people in is just use the camera, put it right over that barcode, and then tap where it says tap to scan. And it's going to scan that ticket and show us what's available on that ticket. So as you can see, we have 2 passes that are available here and 1 t-shirt. So we can check those 2 passes in and let the 2 people in. And maybe we send them over to the merchandise counter now. And if it's a different one than our main counter, we can scan that ticket one more time and see, yeah, they've already been checked in, but they have a t-shirt available. So we can just tap that toggle button, hand them their t-shirt, and they're good to go. And that is one of the cool things. We handle all of that merchandise and that side of things as well. So you don't have to sell just tickets online. You can sell products. You can sell merchandise, that sort of stuff. Now, what if I wanted to sell a ticket in person? Well, at the bottom, you'll see right now I'm on the check-in tab. That's the far left one. If I click the center one, that's actually the sell tab. So I'll go ahead and tap that. It's going to default to the laboratory, but I could change that event there. And we can select a time. So let's say I want to sell somebody a ticket for, maybe it's a little bit later in the night. I'll pick March 25th at 9 o'clock. And we can go ahead and grab that for the laboratory. We'll give them 2 general admission tickets, those that popped up right in the middle after we selected our time. And then those get added to the cart on the right. Maybe I want to throw in a product. So on the left-hand side, I can click products. And we can say, hey, we want to give them an extra clue. So we'll tap extra clue. We'll tap that in the middle there, and then it will show up on the right-hand side. And as you see, we've got some other stuff down here. You could even, do add-ons for food. You could do, let's say I've got, everything from, I think I had snacks down here in one of them. Well, obviously you can basically set up just about any sort of product you want. And that's all available over here. Okay, so when I'm ready to check out finally, on the right-hand side, we could add a promo code if we needed it to the shopping cart and adjust it, or we could get rid of an item if we needed, or we could just hit checkout. Once I hit checkout, it's going to lock that price into place. I can swipe a card right now. We have a square-like card reader that plugs right into the audio jack of your iPad or other iOS or Android device. We can key in a credit card. If, we don't have the swiper handy or their card's magnetic strip is worn down or something like that. Or we could just accept cash. And if we happen to type in the amount of cash they give us, it'll tell us the change. So I could put in $100 there and it says give them $42 back. Whenever I hit complete sale, it's going to actually take me, or swipe a card, it would just take me straight here to the signature screen. Now, obviously, you don't have to make somebody sign if they're just here for cash transactions, no signature required. But we still show this screen just because we have a couple other options on here. One, right up here, you can see we've got the email receipt button. So you could put in somebody's email address and then hit email receipt, and it would actually send them an emailed version of their receipt with the tickets attached. So that might be nice for, later on if they're not actually attending right then, need to come back later. Number 2, we've got, print tickets and print receipt buttons over here for the ticket and receipt printers that we interact with. That can be important if you want to use those. Otherwise, I'd say stick with the emailed receipts. Those are definitely a lot cheaper. You don't have to buy a printer for those. Then you can just hit done. So it's pretty quick. Just grab something on the left-hand side, pick a date and time, add it to the cart, click checkout, swipe your card or hit cash, and we're good to go. That's a full sale there. All done. All right, so that's basically the entirety of the mobile app. There's not much to it. You can check on your time slots and that sort of thing. You can check people in. You can sell tickets, and that's really what it's meant for. So with that, I will get this off the screen. And the next thing I am going to do is show you our admin area. So I'm going to drag this window back over here. And from EscapeTix, I'm just going to go ahead and click Account and then Admin. This is going to take us to our administration. So what you see here is that we have on the back side is a list of all of our upcoming events and dates and times. And so you can go ahead and click all of those and see what's going on with your events. So right now I see the laboratory on here, and that's for the tickets that I don't think this was the tickets we just purchased. But you can see, hey, there was 1 ticket purchased for this event, 7 remaining, 25 tickets total, or $25 in sales total. And we can even click View Guest List and very quickly view anybody that's on this guest list. Let's actually sort through. I'm going to find one that I know has sales. We just sold for the 25th, so that should be easy. So let me sort through. I'll find the 25th real quick. Let's do that. All right, so on the 25th here, right here's that 9 o'clock time slot we just sold for, and 7:30, that's the one we purchased for online. So there are 2 tickets sold. So if I click View Guest List, it's going to quickly show the 2 tickets that have been sold for that time slot. So you can see them both. Those are both redeemed, already marked redeemed, because we did that through the app. But otherwise, they would show a redeem button, and you could tap that and redeem them here. So a lot of people will just use this view to check people in from time slot to time slot. Under more info, you can see any custom info, custom answers that were provided. If you asked any questions of them, like their phone number, that's where that would show up. And even the transaction info. So I can click the transaction ID and see that, hey, here's their total, here's their date, here are the products they purchased with these tickets. And I can even click View Transaction. And from the View Transaction screen, we're going to get a few extra details. At the top, we're going to get the options to print a receipt, to print a ticket out, to resend them the receipt, that's by email, or to even refund a transaction right here if you needed to refund something. And that would cancel those tickets as well when you refund them their money. Below that, I'm just going to get all the details on that transaction. So all the totals, if there were any discounts used, total transaction info, the associated tickets with this sale, associated products, and again, if there were any discounts used, it'll show up down there. So not only can you see everything at a glance here and do some things like refund and resend a receipt, but you can also change these. Let's say somebody called in and they're unable to make this, somebody passed away in their family or something horrible, and you're going to go ahead and let them reschedule. No problem. You don't have to have them buy new tickets, not a big deal. You can actually just go back here and click this change button. And now I can switch the event, the time and the ticket type that these tickets are good for. So I'll just go ahead and select a different time. Maybe we want to move them up to 9 p.m. on the 17th. And I'll click General Admission. Check. Now those tickets, instead of the 25th, they are good for 9 p.m. on the 17th. So that's pretty cool. Pretty fast way to redo those tickets. All right, so other things that you can do from this page. If I find my date and time here, I can zoom over and say, click a drop down actually next to the guest list. And when I click that drop down, I'm going to see a few options. One, block. We can just block sales to that time slot. That's a good way to totally stop things. 2, maybe you want this to be a private event. That can be really important with escape rooms. You know, if you've got a corporate event coming or a birthday party or something else that you don't want to be available to the general public, but you still want to let this person pay. Well, the easy way to do that is to click Make Private. So I just clicked Make Private, and you probably didn't even see any change. It was so quick. I just clicked that on the 6 to 7 p.m. time slot for the laboratory. And now you'll notice there's this little private icon or link next to the link to my event. So if I were to click the laboratory and actually go on the public page, this is the public facing page to buy tickets. And this was for the 25th, and we just made private the 6 p.m. time slot. So if I click the 25th, all of a sudden that 6 p.m. time slot is gone. It's not available to the public anymore. But if we go back here and we click that private link that we just created, that is actually a link just to this 6 p.m. time slot. So you can give that to your private group and let them check out as they need. It could even be individually if it's like a birthday party or something and they all want to pay individually. No problem. You could just share this special link, this special private link only with them, and they can actually come here and check out individually. That's going to be really powerful for your group selling. So we really recommend making good use of that private tool. Let's see, anything else from back here? The other things I can do is next to these drop down, I can also create comp tickets. So if I click comp ticket, that'll pull up a window. This will actually let me give somebody free tickets to this event. Maybe a VIP or somebody you promised something, or they paid you in a trade for something else that they're doing. You can just pick the ticket type you want to give them, the number of tickets, their email address. So it could be, bob@test.com, Bob Tester. And you can throw any notes in there as well on why you comped them this ticket, and click submit. And as soon as I do that, it's actually just going to email them a couple free tickets, but it will also take that out of the inventory. They will not be available for public sale anymore. And it will also log them as a transaction into reporting, which we'll get to in just a second. And so for anything else, there is one more thing you can do from the upcoming events view here, and that's in that same actions dropdown. I can actually sell tickets right from here. So we don't even have to use the app to sell tickets. So I can click sell. Maybe I've got somebody on the phone or something like that, and I can just put their name in here and their email address. Click continue, select the tickets that we want to sell them, throw in their info, their answer to the custom questions. We'll still collect those for the in-person sales. Enter a promo code if we need. We can even add on a product if we want there. Click to add that, and then click checkout. When we check out, we just throw in their credit card info, click purchase. This is going to actually complete a whole purchase. It's just like a front-end purchase, like somebody was on the event page. And it's going to email them the tickets and all of that, but it's just saving you time by doing it back in this admin area. So it's great if you have somebody on the phone or standing right there. In fact, some people never use our app at all because they're so comfortable with this. But of course, you can't swipe a card here because it's all text entry. So that's the biggest difference between this and the app. Okay, so beyond that, you might want to get an idea of some other things you can do with events. These are nice from the quick, upcoming events view, which again is great for just getting an idea of what you have going on for the next few days and how many tickets you've sold for what time slots, that sort of thing. But let's say I want to do something more advanced with my events. I'll go to events and manage. Now from here, I am going to be able to do a few different things from this select an option drop down under my events. We'll see all the events that we have set up here in the row, and I'll click select an option. So we still have the sell tickets, the block time slot, the upcoming events view, the comp tickets. We can also grab a guest list. This is really nice if you just want to download a quick guest list in PDF or CSV format for what you've got going on and print it out or something like that. You can do that you can pick the time slot afterwards. So it'll give you just a guest list for a certain time slot. It's really nice. You can set up promo codes and social discounts. So if I were to click one of these, say promo codes, it'll let me edit the current promo codes or click add to add in a promo code here. And when I do that, we just choose the type of promo code, whether it's for dollar or percentage amount off. Call it, 10% off or something like that, and call it 10 off for the code that they have to use. You can set a maximum total allowed uses. Maybe we want to let it be used 10 times, but no more than 2 times per order, and say whether it's available online or in person or everywhere. And then we can check enabled and click create. We also have some special stuff like auto apply quantity or valid start and end date, that sort of thing. And after you save it for the first time, you also get the option to choose what ticket types it works for. So we can deselect some of those if we don't want it to work on every ticket type. And that's it. That's how easy it is to create a promo code. And now that promo code is instantly available. So the other things we can do from the event management area here, that drop down. We can create social discounts, much the same as we just created that. We can even get code for embedding into our website. So I'll click embed here. And when we do that, it's going to give us one line of code that you can copy and paste that into the website, and it's going to embed this whole process right into your website. And again, it'll get rid of all of our graphics. It even lets you change the colors if you want. So at the top, I could, under pick your colors, we could do, custom, and this will let us change the background color to whatever we want and do some really, random stuff that might not be that pretty necessarily. And when I click submit, it's going to very quickly update those. So again, it's not necessarily going to protect you from doing something super ugly, but it is very customizable. And again, this can be embedded in your website by simply copying this line of code and pasting it into your website. You're good to go then. And other than that, from the event management screen, we can actually edit the event. That's important. So when I click at it, this is the same as clicking new. So this is how you create an event as well. First things first, you go in, you add a name. Then you're going to add a venue. And the first time you add a venue, it's going to make you put in the venue name and address and phone number and all that, time zone, that sort of thing. But after that, it'll be available in this dropdown. So it'll be a lot easier to get to after you've created your venue for the first time. And under description, you can throw in anything you want, links, headings, more images, whatever you like in there. Then we've got look and feel. And by the way, I am scrolling down the page, but the whole time you can actually click these headings on the left and zip right to these sections just by clicking the headings there. So look and feel, we can do things like change whether or not we're showing the display time. We can add in some graphics. When you add in the graphic, it's super simple. Like if we wanted to add another event poster, we just click add, choose the file from our computer, and then we're good to go. It would upload right then. So pretty simple. Under ticket type, we have to create at least one ticket type, but we can create as many as we like. Again, we could have a student price, a special VIP price, a group, level price, that sort of thing. When we're editing those, it's as simple as throwing in a name for that ticket type and a price, and that can be it. Then you can also set the maximum number available for that ticket type and maybe even the minimum quantity. If we wanted this to only apply to orders of 4 or more, we could put 4 for the minimum quantity there. We can change the order that these ticket types display in by changing this number. We can say whether it's available online or in person or only in bundles. We can do some advanced stuff. But really, all you have to have are that name and that price. That's a good place to start. Beneath that, we have our ability to throw in special ticket instructions. Those will actually appear on the tickets and be emailed out to people. We also have the custom fields down here. If you want to ask somebody a custom question, it's as simple as saying add custom field, typing in the question, such as what is your favorite color, and saving the event. Now that question is going to appear there and be collected for your customer. You can mark it required if you don't want them to be able to continue without answering that. You can set up whether your fees are incurred or passed on down here. You can set up reports so you can get an alert about every ticket sale, or maybe a daily alert or a weekly alert on how things are going. And of course, you can have all sorts of special terms on your events. If you put something in here, it will force them to agree to those terms at checkout, which is really important. If you have some special legal terms you want people to agree to. But then finally, below that, we have our dates and times. Those are really, really important. So you can come here and look at all of your future dates and times. They're going to be displayed here. We actually do archive the past ones. That's not enabled on this test setup that I have right now, but you won't see ones in the past. They'll be pushed over to the archives. So you can go in and just edit the future events here. So that's cool if you need to change something by just a little bit, but it is a little tedious to edit one at a time. So we also have a bulk edit feature. So you can go ahead and select all of these events, click edit, and say, hey, I want to move this by 30 minutes, or I want to add in this ticket type, or change the ticket limits, or something like that. The other thing we can do back here is actually create time slots, of course. So you can add those one at a time. If I do, we can literally choose a start time and a stop time. But that gets a little tedious with something you need hundreds of different event times for, if not thousands, as with escape rooms. And so that's why we have built out the advanced time slots tool. That is right here, this advanced button. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that. And here is our advanced tool. And this is going to make it super, super easy for you to create all of those time slots for your escape room. And here's how it works. Let's say you guys open at 4 p.m. and you close down at, you don't want anything going past 11:30. So we'll put 11:30 at the end time there. And your event, your escape experience is usually 60 minutes each, an hour each. And you want to leave a half hour in between. So on this buffer spot, I'm actually going to say I want 30 minutes in between. And I want to stop my sales about an hour before the event starts. I don't want anybody buying in the last 60 minutes because that's just going to make it confusing. And I want to limit this to only 8 tickets per time slot. And I do want people to see how many tickets available or remaining. So that's fine. I'll click display tickets remaining. And I want them to have the following ticket types on all of these time slots: general, student, VIP. And I want this schedule to start on, we'll say March 17th, end on, August 31st or something like that. And I want it to happen every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll click continue. When I do, this is going to give us our demo day right here. And it's going to recreate this day for every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from March 17th to August 31st. And it's just giving you one last chance to go in here and edit these, what it's going to create on all these days, and make sure it looks okay. So for instance, we've got a 4 p.m. Since these are an hour long each with a half hour in between, we have a 4 to 5 p.m. We have a 5:30 to 6:30 because there's a half hour in between. And then we're off from 6:30 to 7. Then we have a 7 to 8. We're off from 8 to 8:30. We have an 8:30 to 9:30. Off from 9:30 to 10. And we have a 10 to 11 time slot. All of them have the general admission, student, and VIP ticket types. They are set to display tickets remaining, and their ticket sales start or end an hour before the event starts. So if I were to click create, this would actually go through and create all of those time slots for every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday over the next 4 months there that we had set up. So that's a really fast way to create your schedule. And even if you have a different schedule on, we'll say Thursday and Friday from Saturday and Sunday, you just run through this process twice. Not a big deal. So there's that. That's how you create your ticket setup for an escape room on EscapeTix. Beyond that, you might want to get a little more detailed with your reporting. So under reports, I can go ahead and click into those. We do have 5 different types of reports. I'll show you those real fast. So we have tickets, transactions, discounts, products, and events. Now, tickets, transactions, discounts, and products are really all about the same. They all look kind of like this tickets report I have set up now. Just they're for different things. So at the top, you're going to see total number sold, total redemptions, total price, total fees, total processing fee, total service fees, total tax, total discounts, etc. And then you get a list of all of those tickets that have been purchased and all the details about it. And you can even click the ticket ID to get more info. So that includes the name, the email address, the ticket type, when it was purchased, whether or not it's been redeemed. You can even click here to mark them redeemed. All of that right here. So let's say I want to zero in on something. So on the event, I can click events up here, and I just want to zero in to sales on the laboratory that are the student tickets. I don't want to select a specific date and time, but I do want to see the ones that were bought only online. So I'm going to choose payment type online versus the at the door ones. And I want to see only the ones that haven't been redeemed yet. So I'll go ahead and click search. And this should give me an updated total. Yeah. In fact, we have now 6 tickets that have been sold that match all of those details. And here they are. And at any time, you can actually click export filtered CSV or export full CSV. And what's going to happen there is if I click export filtered CSV, I'm going to get an email with a CSV file, a spreadsheet file that you can open in Excel or do whatever you want, import into your accounting program, your mailing program, whatever you want to do. And it's only going to contain these results. If I click full, it's going to contain every sale I've ever made. So those are those basics. As I mentioned, the transactions, discounts, products reports all look about the same as those. They're just for measuring, for instance, the discounts or for the products. But if I click events at the bottom of the reports dropdown, that's a little different. So if I click events, this is actually going to give me an at-a-glance view of my sales over a specific period of time. So again, we can click an event, select one here. I'll choose the laboratory since that's what we're working on. We can zero in on just certain ticket types or leave this blank for all. Same, we can zero in on certain payment types or leave this blank for all. And we can see whether we're filtering by tickets that were sold or redeemed over this time period. That's important. Those are usually totally different times. So somebody might buy, for instance, 2 weeks in advance, which will be much different than the date they redeem that ticket, 2 weeks apart in that case. So we can also choose a purchase date. I'm just going to knock this back to 2016, just so we've got a nice long draw on this. That should give us some good results. But you could zero that down to 1 day. And as soon as I click submit, we're going to get a look at the breakdown of ticket types that were used, that were purchased over that time period. So that's really nice. And we can either view the graph or view the data. And that'll give us a nice little chart here. And when we're viewing the graph, we can grab a printable image by clicking that button. Or beneath that, we can do promo codes used over that time period, which is really nice. If you're trying to compare the usage of some certain promo codes, you can see those as well down here. Pretty fancy. So that's the reporting. We also give you the ability to get data out of our system through a service called Zapier. We're integrated with this service called Zapier. It is a third-party service, and if you use it enough, they might start charging you money, but it'll be like $20 a month at the most. So if it's worth it, it makes a lot of sense to use. But what these guys do is they're an in-between connector for like 1,000 different web apps you use every day. And so they let you set up a trigger and an action, even multiple actions if you like. And you can even filter those down from the trigger and such, yeah. So what you can do here is you can say something like, if somebody purchases a ticket on Passage on EscapeTix, then I want to automatically subscribe that person to my MailChimp email list. And I want to automatically invite them to a Google Calendar invite that will show up in their calendar system and on our shared Google Calendar. And I want to automatically schedule an email to go out to them after their escape experience, asking how it was and giving them a link to a survey with a discount code so that we can try to get them to come back again. So the options can go on and on. We even have one escape room that we're working with that uses Zapier to automatically schedule a text message to be sent to the EscapeTix purchaser a half hour into their escape experience with a clue. So they encourage people to bring their cell phone, and they're set up with this system will automatically send them a text message 30 minutes into their escape experience. So there's a ton of cool stuff you can do here. I really recommend using our integration with Zapier. It's very, very powerful. But beyond that, in the admin area, we can do some stuff like add products. That's very straightforward. If I was going in to add a product or edit one like the Escape Labs t-shirt, we can just say, hey, this is the name of the product, the number available, the price, description, tax rate, if you have a separate tax rate for those, and display order. These are the events that they're going to show up on. And I'm going to add an image and click save. And then that product is instantly available and will show up as an upsell for these events. Or you can add in variations, and these can have a separate number available, a separate inventory on all these. And by the way, once that gets to 0, that product won't be available anymore. Beyond that, we can also edit bundles at the top. So if I click bundle, we can go in and create a bundle, such as I believe we called this one the Escape. What did we call it? Oh, Escape Lab Challenge Bundle. That was on the escape rooms. So I'll click edit so you can see that. It's really super simple to create a bundle as well. You just name it, set the price for the entire package, what you want it to cost, and then give a description. And then you can go and add items. So if I click add item, I can actually select any ticket type on any event that I have that I'm the owner of. So I can choose that one and say general admission and click update. And now that's going to add that as one of the items that people will get when they purchase this bundle. So pretty straightforward there as well. And our system will automatically calculate the difference between these two tickets added together and that price that you set. And that's going to show up as a discount to the end user when they check out. So in general, that's EscapeTix. You've seen it all. And there are some more advanced features back here, but you've seen a majority of what we have to offer. So with that, I definitely hope that this is something that'll work out for your escape room. I do think it's something that is very, very dynamic. We have a lot of cool features between being able to sell the merchandise online and at the door, and some other things like that are going to make it very advanced for you guys to be able to use this and help you drive some more revenue through the door. Plus, don't forget, we're going to be advertising you guys to escape room lovers everywhere. So that's an important thing. We're actually going to help you find more fans by using EscapeTix. So with that, we definitely hope to have you as customers soon, and look forward to any questions you want to send our way, and just feel free to let us know how we can help. Thanks a ton.